Hello and welcome to In the Court of the Wenton Knave. Today we're doing New York 82, live at the Pier. This is going to get tricky, obviously. This is one of the trickiest moments because whereas we've had loads of live albums in the 70s, there was quite a variation between shows. And there isn't that much difference, between these shows. And I think although earlier on in the tour it's generally really good and better than later in the tour, which is still good. I mean, this one isn't really all that different from the previous show, which was July the 30th. This is August the 2nd. Slightly shorter set, not quite Philadelphia show, but still fantastic. I mean, there isn't that much difference really. That's the thing. It's not like in the 70s where there was a big difference. One night they will be tired and next night they'll be on fire. They're kind of always on fire, really. It looks like there's been no temptation to add new old songs, like they did in 72 to 74. Remember that? The Cat Food appeared and 21st Century Schizoid Man appeared. They've not done that, and they didn't do that, and that shows real strength in the new material. This is just as good as the 70s stuff, or at least Discipline is. This is the 7th date in the tour. It's an outdoor show, the Pier in New York. They actually played Ashbury Park in between, interestingly. We didn't get to hear that one. I mean, this was Club 37, so there'd been quite a few releases of this by this time. So obviously this had less of a... It was just another show, because we've heard it now. But, a better performance than Club Number 2. The Capdag, whatever it's called. It's amazing to think the band had broken up. Frippers confirming it. The band broke up, but we just carried on. And they're on fire! It's awesome. Baloo's vocal delivery is different in the 80s to as it became in the 90s. Much more shouty. The reasons for that, he's younger, so he's got more energy, so he's more shouty. Maybe when he's older, he's more reserved and he's got more control over his voice. Maybe he's got better technique. I imagine the singing in the 90s is technically better, but less intense. It's also possible, better microphones meant he doesn't have to shout to be heard and things like that. Either way, it's a very different listening experience, which is great because you've got two different things there. Not better or worse, just different. Plus, obviously, now vocals are more important than because there's much more of a song element to it. There's a lot more singing. There are instrumentals, obviously, Sheltering Sky and Sartori In Tangier, and Larks on Aspic Part 2. Now they've added the obvious opener. Waiting Man is at the start. It wasn't on that first show. I'm hoping I've edited that out of the Beat video where I said that they always open with it, because it's not true. Great as an opener, works so well. Although actually, if you look at Philadelphia, they didn't play it. So maybe they did open with it, and then played They'll Unjinjit. It just wasn't recorded, maybe. If someone can confirm that, would be useful. It seems strange they didn't play Waiting Man. And as with most of the tracks on Beat, it comes to life live. You've got Bill and Adrian on drums for some of it. That's great. This may well be the best version of it. I will say that. Track 2 is the Howler. Very rarely played. Philly's better. The Philadelphia performance is better. And I've never been a fan of it, but for whatever reason. Track 3, Frame by Frame, with the quiet intro. Great song, obviously. Major classic. I think it defines the 80s. Sid Smith says that Elephant Talk does that, but I don't think so. I think it's Frame by Frame. Track 4 is The Sheltering Sky. This might be the longest version. It's like 12 minutes or something. And it's here where... last week I said about how it doesn't really change, but it did change a bit. This is the one where it does change quite a bit. Towards the end, Baloo does this staccato stuff, which is on the album, and then Fripp sort of plays with the melody over it. So they do something different with it, which is brilliant. Really good, really interesting, makes it a bit different. Track 5 is Neal and Jack and Me. Love that track. And again, not at the Philadelphia performance. Maybe these were trickier songs that they left out at the start and just eased them in to take the stress levels off. I don't know. But what a track, and it's so good live. They could have opened with that, I suppose. Maybe that'd be a bit too risky because it could well be a train wreck. There's a bit of it in 21 and whatever, and Baloo's singing at the same time. And obviously, if you want live beat tracks, you need to go to 82 for a lot of them, and there it is because it wasn't played again. Should have been, obviously. They should play every song on every tour. Track 6 is Neurotica. Always great. Not as intense as the Philadelphia one, but that's okay. 7 is Elephant Talk. It's a good version of Elephant Talk. Track 8 is Indiscipline. That synth intro, the synth drums, is great, actually. I think Bill Bruford changed once he used them, although it's possible he changed again once he stopped using them, maybe. Or maybe that was when he went back to Yes, that broke him, or something like that. Maybe we'll talk about that in the 90s. But yeah, Bill didn't play the same. I don't think he just sounded different because of the synth drums. I think he was playing differently, which is really interesting. But change is good, etc, etc. Track 9, Sartori In Tangier, fantastic live track. Interesting they play it towards the end of the set. And Larks, Tongues in Aspic Part 2. I suppose the 80s version probably isn't everyone's cup of tea. I love the intensity of it, and obviously the sound is tinny in 80s, but it's so intense in a way that in the 70s it wasn't. I couldn't do that. So, yeah, another one that was live in New York, 82. See you next time.